Hello beautiful people, this is Omarjun Estado from California. You're watching the Biyahe at Iba Pa ni Omarjun Estado and the travel continues. See you later. Bye for now. We're heading off to Grand Prismatic Spring. Is the most stunning site among other sites in Yellowstone National Park. In fact, there are a lot of good adjectives they describe about this Grand Prismatic Spring. Let's find out why this Grand Prismatic Spring is stunning among others. Some call the Grand Prismatic Spring like Yellowstone Rainbow Hot Spring. This spring is colorful. If you can check into Google, you can see the top shot of the said spring is so beautiful colors. It's the largest hot spring in the US and third largest in the world. First, the Grand Prismatic Spring was given its name by the Hayden Expedition in 1871 because the first records of the spring from earlier European explorers and surveyors with a group of 4 trappers from American Fur Company. And the leader of the expedition is Ferdinand Hayden. When they crossed the Midway Geyser Basin, they wrote something quickly as a reminder about the boiling lake, most likely the Grand Prismatic Spring, with a diameter of 300 feet or 90 meters and 160 feet or 50 meters deep. By the way, there is a question about this natural wonder of the world. What makes the Grand Prismatic so grand, or shall we say, interesting things about the Grand Prismatic Spring? So the Grand Prismatic is deeper than a 10-story building and has extremely hot water that passes 121 feet from a crack in the earth to reach the surface of the spring. It's bigger than a football field at 370 feet in diameter. As we said earlier, third largest spring in the world, has rainbow of colors. It is a living thermometer. Details for this is in the link below. Do you know, beautiful people, as far as we know, the All Faithful geyser we already blogged it, but according to others, Faithful is famous. However, the Grand Prismatic Spring is the most photographed thermal feature in Yellowstone. It's maybe the crazy bright colors and the enormous size. There are more pools and geyser at Midway Geyser Basin. Thank you Google for making me a map for this Midway Geyser Basin so that they understand it well. When you walk up the boardwalk, if you pass on the left side on boardwalk, you can see the Excelsior Geyser. This one is the geyser which discharges more than 4,000 gallons of water every minute going to the Firehole River. If you continue strolling the ramp, you will see the most photographed spring, that is the Grand Prismatic Spring. Then, the Opal Pool. At the Opal Pool temperature, which is usually has more or less 132 degrees Fahrenheit or 56 degrees Celsius. And the last one of that heads over to our bus is the Turquoise Pool. This one is hotter than Opal Pool. Its temperature between 142 degrees Fahrenheit and 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 61 degrees Celsius and 71 degrees Celsius. And the name was given by the member of the Hayden Expedition of 1871. Some interesting things regarding science. Largest and deepest hot spring in all of Yellowstone. They said that its main feature does not the size of the said spring but its peculiar coloring. That was the reason because they first noticed in 1871 by some geologists who frequently visited the area to study it. However, the hypothesis is not as fascinating as the result. They said that there is a presence of bacteria in the water. These organisms are only developed at very high temperature and multiply along the edge of the water source. Then, the color pigments would give different coloration of the area. These different colors now would respond to the different temperatures, so the various bacteria can survive. Unfortunately, when we visited the Midway Geyser Basin, we did not get the sweeping and breathtaking view, but we did stroll around through the path that led us alongside the hot springs, which are connected by a safe and convenient walkway from the park. Watch this. And the amazing one is its colors coordinated with the most of the rainbow colors of white light by an optical prism that are red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. So they said the bright colors, which is the vivid colors in the spring, are the result of microbial mats around the boundary of the mineral-rich water. Because of this, mats manufacture colors vary from green to red depending the amount of chlorophyll and to carotenoids. In summer, mats would be inclined to be orange and red, while wintertime mats are usually dark green. The center pool becomes the deep blue color because of the inborn blue color of water. Beautiful people, you can check the link below. See the beautiful colors of the Grand Prismatic. So beautiful people, it's true that a trip to Yellowstone cannot be completely without visiting the Grand Prismatic Spring. For my assessment, one of the iconic places in Yellowstone that I enjoy much, especially walking on the boardways, witnessing the Excelsior Geyser, Grand Prismatic Spring, Opal Pool, and Turquoise Pool. Since our bus broke down at the Old Faithful Geyser, so we're getting late to proceed to Grand Prismatic Spring. But there is a bit advantage or disadvantage to arrive late. First, the park is not quite busy. And the disadvantage, a bit dark and tend to us to be hurried to stroll around at Grand Prismatic Spring. Here are some issues of that. Because all the people that who already visited the hot spring, as we have heard, they have complained about parking area is full packed and they waited a little bit long, like 15 minutes or more, because there's a lot of people and a lot of tourists visited the Grand Prismatic Spring. Since we arrived late at Grand Prismatic Spring, our tour guide told us we needed to do it quickly by strolling around using the boardwalk and getting some pretty pictures or videos because it was a bit dark already. And we need to travel to our cabins in Terra Nova Cabins for a night accommodation. However, there's another option to get the overlooking view of the hot spring. That is the Fairy Falls Trail. Take note of these beautiful people. When getting better photos and videos, it is recommended when the light is still up to get the full experience of colors because absolutely incredible and supernatural. By the way, beautiful people, the organisms or bacteria live in Grand Prismatic Spring is known as thermophiles or other researchers called extreme thermophilic bacteria and archaea. Out of curiosity, we researched if there is already an issue that the bacteria mentioned is harmful to humans, but nothing I can find it. However, it's a common sense if someone is gonna take a swim there. First, it's illegal to swim, bathe, or wade. Second, you could get burned or it can even be fatal. After enjoying to visit the Grand Prismatic Spring at this ecologically diverse landscape, we hit the road the next day, but we stayed at Terra Nova Cabins. So for more adventures that await in our trip to Yellowstone Park, be sure to subscribe down below of the video and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this adventure. So catch you later. Thank you for watching. Remember, God loves us. Bye for now.